Lighthouses are the castles of the waterways. They are historic beacons of light that have guided ships and other watercraft for centuries. In tonight's destination piece, we take you on a tour of the Lighthouse Islands in the Thousand Islands.
The story of the Thousand Islands begins tens of thousands of years ago at the hand of Mother Nature. Receding glaciers of the last ice age carved the Great Lakes out of the vast North American river basin. Melting glaciers filled these 5 new cisterns with fresh water, searching for a path to the sea. The Laurentian River had served the ancient watershed, but now, covered with ice, it had to be rerouted from the spout of Lake Ontario to meet its old path near what is now the Quebec-New York border. The new river, the St. Lawrence, cascaded to the Atlantic Ocean, submerging hundreds of granite knolls and their larger limestone and sandstone partners. In all, more than 1,800 islands were formed. The exact number has fluctuated over the centuries due to river levels. The vegetation on each ranges from mosses to maples. To be considered an island, these rocky outcroppings must be above water year-round and support at least one tree. The first French explorers of the 16th century christened this 60-mile stretch the Thousand Islands. The Iroquois called the archipelago Manitowana, or Garden of the Great Spirit. The first white French and English settlers to arrive in the Thousand Islands reportedly found a few scattered Iroquois on the shores of Chippewa Bay and in a small village known as Antoniata. Antoniata is believed to have been located either on Tar or Grenadier Island or Cook's Point, east of present-day Rockport, Ontario. The Iroquois were farmers as well as hunters, and Antoniata was likely surrounded by cornfields and apple orchards. The earliest explorers, Jacques Cartier, René Robert LaSalle, and Count Louis Frontenac, undoubtedly made Antoniata one of their first stops as they traveled upriver from the Gulf of St. Lawrence and through the Brockville Narrows. Just west of Brockville, the St. Lawrence widens to more than double its downriver width as the Thousand Islands begin. Straight ahead is Grenadier Island, and to the south lies Chippewa Bay, home to 20 or 30 islands. The Lighthouse Board of the United States Treasury Department constructed both Rock Island Lighthouse near Fisher's Landing, New York, and Sunken Rock Lighthouse off Alexandria Bay, New York. Both lighthouses became operational in 1847. Sunken Rock Lighthouse marks a dangerous submerged rock just off Alexandria Bay. The lighthouse was built by constructing a foundation on top of the sunken rock and converting it into an island. The original brick tower was replaced in 1882 by this iron structure. The light was converted to solar in 1988 and is now owned by the St. Lawrence Seaway Development Corporation. The first lighthouse at Rock Island was a combination lighthouse and keeper's residence. In 1882, the building was replaced by separate structures. A conical iron tower was erected at the center of the island. A few yards away, a Victorian shingle-style dwelling was constructed. However, the lighthouse was difficult to see through the trees and building obstructions and resulted in several shipwrecks. In 1903, the tower was moved to the end of a concrete walkway near the edge of the island. Several other buildings were added to the station through the years, most of which survive today: a carpenter's shop, generator house and boathouse, and smokehouse. In 2010, the Thousand Islands State Park and Recreation Commission began a massive rehabilitation of the site, and Rock Island Lighthouse State Park opened in 2013. The island and its buildings are open to the public. The light itself was converted to solar power in 1988, but is no longer used as a navigational aid. Guarding the rocky American shoreline, where Lake Ontario empties into the St. Lawrence's southern shipping channel, is the light at Tibbetts Point, 3 miles west of Cape Vincent. This beacon of safe passage began operating in 1827. In 1854, the first tower was replaced by the present circular one and a Fresnel lens installed. The lighthouse features the only original working Fresnel lens on Lake Ontario. The first keeper's dwelling was built in 1880, and a second keeper's house was added in 1907. Both are now home to an American youth hostel. A fog whistle was added in 1896 and replaced with an air diaphone in 1927.